Welcome along to the EXFL Tier 2 Season 5 United States Grand Prix. I am F1 Union, your commentator for tonight, and what makes a change is we're starting the stream from the lobby instead of in qualifying. We're just making sure we get everyone in. At the moment we've got 17. We haven't had a full grid all season, but I think tonight should be promising. We've got about 3 minutes before people ready up. We're here for round 19 of 22. As there is Nathan making it 18. So we've got 3 reserves just waiting at the moment. JJ, Francis, George, then Cade in that order. We have 21 drivers scheduled. So unfortunately I think one will have to be let go, which we don't like to do. We've rarely had to do. Who's Raptus? Well, it clearly isn't Tigo or Erosia, so I'm kicking him. There we go. Right. I think people like Brighty Terror aren't here yet. I'm not sure why. Oh, there's Bram. Oh, and Thieves as well. Alright, that should make 20. Right, so JJ Francis will go Alfa Romeo. George will go McLaren. And that should leave one Alpine slot, I think. Yep. And it all depends if well, it's 7 o'clock. He ain't here. Right then. We have a full grid for the first time this season. That is brilliant stuff. Wait, what? Is he here now? Wait, what? Oh, never mind. Right then. Unfortunately, Swaggy Kiki, who won last weekend, didn't. It was Tigo Biter for the first time. He's a race winner and he won last weekend, but Keanu did get his first ever podium of the league, so that's great. Of the tier, that's great. But unfortunately, he was involved in an incident and he will be taking a qualifying ban. And considering we have a full grid, he probably has the worst qualifying ban of any driver this season, because there have been quite a few. But yes, Keanu will be starting dead last, P20. As I'm just going to get the Twitch link, send it to the announcements. And we got a very interesting race ahead of us, a very exciting one. It's going to be carnage with 20 drivers. So we're just waiting for the session to start. Hope you're all having a good evening. Right. Left. Tier 2 Season 5 USA stream. So I can hear fireworks in the background. They're probably celebrating the full grid we've got here. Right then, 18 minutes begins now. Just send it to Tier 1. They'll probably want a bit of the action too. Right, and we can begin. Right, let's enable full map. We don't need telemetry. Leader. We don't need tyre either. We know what people will be going on. Right, we'll leave it at that for now. Right then, who is coming out first? It seems to be the Williams of Sin Icon, heading in to turn 2 on the soft compound tyre, then followed by a McLaren of George Too Cool, and then the Ferrari of, I think, Bram, yes, challenging for third in the championship, trailing Frankie by only a few points now, so they're in the battle, as well as Seb just closing in behind, and Smithy and Erosia, who is not racing tonight. The Alpine gets out ahead of the Mercedes, and then the AlphaTauri of Smithy, as they're all making their way out. Championship leader Thies leads the World Championship by 2 points ahead of Josh Crabtree, who's just gone out of his pit box now. 4 rounds to go and barely anything in between it. Any wins now in the final 4 races will be a huge helping towards these two winning the championship. And in Red Bull formation, Jack Pearson comes out right behind his teammate. The toe could be crucial today along the main along the really long straight to end sector 2. As we're watching Thies in the sunset head towards the braking zone now. He's in a bit of traffic with the 2 Alfa Romeos in front of him, with the Red Bulls just picking their moment, picking their time. They've got the track to themselves really, with the next 20 seconds up the road. Frosty Life following behind. He's had some good pace here in recent memory. Let's see if he can actually get a really good result, as since coming back to Tier 2 it hasn't been the best showing from the Mercedes driver. Let's see if he can tonight. Sin Icon then will be the first one to start a lap, heading through the S section now. Left, right, left, and then a long sweeping bike. Really lucky not to validate there. But it's set at 25.9, using all the track there, and a bit too much because he has invalidated. As we got Keanu serving his qualifying ban. There we go. And he will be P20. And let's hope his car does not get in the way of anyone. Seems good. Oh dear. That might have been a bit annoying for some drivers. I think Thies was involved in there. Oh, that might have messed up whichever Alfa Romeo that was. But he does pull off eventually. Was that JJ Francis? I think JJ Francis already invalidated on the lap, so I think that's alright then. What about Tigo? Tigo's off already, and he was there already before, so okay, I think he got out of the way of there's an Aston Martin there. Is that Logan or Chaz? It's Chaz. He's gone for a spin. Looks like he just messed up at that corner. Gets out of the way of Frosty Life. No, Carbro. Yes, Carbro. Now starting the descent onto the straight, getting blinded by the sunset. He's just finishing sector 2 now, 104.3. Is this a banker, or is he really pushing? We've got Sin Icon, I think, has crashed heading into the pit lane there. As Caden making his debut. in the Alpine tonight. Was in the league and then had to leave, didn't have the game, and now he does have the game, so let's see what he can do tonight. Completely unknown what he can do. Right, so I should probably enable fastest laps. Yeah, there we go. Right, Bram, 34.9, that's the one to beat. George Tuchel, 2.1 off it, and Thies is slower than his teammate. 7/10 off. Bram, who got pole position in Japan fighting Josh Crabtree, really has upped his pace. Don't know if Thies made a mistake, but yeah, Smithy splits the 2 Ferraris and the 2 McLarens coming across the line. I think one of the Alfa Romeos, Tigo into the pits, and JJ Francis 2. So what about the Red Bulls then? Let's check on them. Josh Crabtree around the final corner. Can this be provisional pole? Crosses the line. It is a 34.4, half a second ahead of Bram. And, excuse me, Crudevez splits the 2 Ferraris. But it's pretty much a 2-horse game between the 2 Red Bulls and Ferraris. And Frosty Life gets up in a P2 then. Only 1.5 tenths dead on behind Josh Crabtree. I was going to say, Bram and Josh around the same bracket. Jack and Thies around the same bracket. But Frosty Life has thrown himself into the mix. And Logan is only about half a tenth off Thies himself. So Aston Martin could also play a part in this too. Right, 9 times on the board then. Tigo in the pits. Frankie, I think, has just started his lap. Arsenal is finishing his lap, but he's invalidated. And what about Caden? Right, he's got just half a sector to go really now. Heading through the long, sweeping right-hander. Didn't look so clean, but just got 2 critical corners now. And I think I can tell he's on controller, but yeah, he's not going to be right up at the top. Yeah, if you can get even past Billy at this rate. But crosses the line, P10. He has just got the game, so it's understandable. It's that Seb, I believe, who's gone for a spin. Yeah. I'm guessing we're starting a lap. Just didn't make it work. Right then, that's half the grid. We set a lap time. Tick on an out lap. Frankie heading through the end of sector 2 now. It's a really good middle sector considering Thies was in the 1:04s. So this could put Frankie right up there, battling with Bram for 3rd in the championship. Oh, loss of the rear there. That's going to lose him time. Sliding out, really trying to put the power down in that very light green helmet to make him stand out. And has now just got 2 critical corners now. Left down to 4th and get the upshifts as quickly as possible. He's gone off track and now around the final corner, making sure to avoid the bumps on the right-hand side. He does that pretty nicely. Across the line for Frankie. It's P3, 34.7. And he has really got himself in the mix, as has Frosty Life, to ruin Red Bull and Ferrari's battle, and he's weaving all the time. I think he's happy with that lap. I'm sure he can even find a bit more time, but he's only 3.5 off Josh Crabtree, who is setting the pace and is loving this, that his championship rival is down in 6th. What about Shaz F1? I think he messed up on his first run. Let's hope he can get his second run in and nail, because it would be great to see him up at the top as well. Seb crosses the line. Obviously, he had that spin, so he'll go again. Heading into turn 1 now. Not sure if this is a flying lap. It looks like a flying lap. So now, heading through the S section now. Making sure to be committed and going down the gears while you do so, while trying to stay as flat to the pedal as possible. Taking a wide entry there, making sure to shape his car up, making sure that Ferrari doesn't get in his way. Didn't see his sector time, but now just carefully easing his way around, making sure not to lose the rear, as the Ferrari will get out of the way. As he heads onto the long straight now, just got to make sure to pick his braking, turn nicely and use a bit of the curb, make the car go out wide into that sunlight area where you can barely see the track. DRS on, up to 8th gear, and now just flat to the floor as we look at the rear of the hat. As Sin Icon goes P3. That is a brilliant lap from Sin Icon to put that Williams up in 3rd. Surely track evolution is huge here, or the ones below him just haven't done that good of a lap. Like Thies is down in 7th. Anyway, looking back to who was I on board with? Completely forgot. Was it Seb? Yeah, it was Seb. 1:03.9. So that is a solid middle sector. And considering Frankie was near there, this could put Seb about 6. No, he spins. And there's an Alfa Romeo spun with him as well for company, for sympathy. And was that Tigo? It is Tigo. So looking further front, one of the Ferraris, I think they're starting their lap. No, Bram's finishing a lap. So where can this put Bram? Across the line now. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Chaz F1 and Caden. They've had a collision. And Caden's got a 5th-place grid penalty. Chaz, for the second weekend in a row, for the second Thursday in a row, sorry, has been involved in a collision and will not get a 5th place. I couldn't see who exactly was at fault there. But I'm guessing Chaz was... Oh. Chaz not angry. Chaz is angry with Caden, I'm guessing. Blocking him there. Don't know what happened there, but Caden will start probably at the back now with that 5th-place grid drop. As they got traffic all coming through. Arsenal trying to make his way through. He's got so much traffic in front of him. They have to move out the way. They're staying where they are. And I think Caden nearly hit Arsenal. That's really messed up his lap. As he comes across the line now, he's not going to be happy with that. Only keeps 11 after what could have been a top 10 lap time. That's going to really hold him up. He won't. I don't know if he's getting out the way of George now, who's starting a lap, and Billy, who's literally just started a lap. But across the curbs he goes, and Arsenal does get out of the way. Is that Frosty Life just heading out of turn 1? It is. So he gets out of the way. So Frosty Life, second attempt now. Can he find a 10th and a half through the first set? No, that's an invalidation, and that's it for him. He'll probably get one run in now for the rest of the session, and he was going to find a bit of time, probably due to that corner cut. Sin Icon, lap of the session so far, 34.7 to go, just under half a tenth clear. Josh Crabtree setting the pace out in front though. He is happy where he is. What about Thieves as Bram crosses the line? Bram takes provisional pole away from Josh Crabtree now with a 34.3 as his teammate comes out of the pit lane. Tigo goes up to 9th, and let's invite George back. And JJ Francis. Oh, please don't tell me this is a recurring thing. Okay. Did I go past George? Where's George? There he is. Oh, it's into the wall! Goes Tigo, but he's managed to keep his car alive and running without a front wing. JJ Francis. Your game card, invite. Right, there we go. They should be joining soon. 6.5 minutes then. 3 drivers who haven't set a lap time yet. Chaz F1, Nathan, and JJ Francis, who has disconnected. We've got a yellow as Arsenal's out. What's happening to Arsenal? Has he crashed? Heading into the pit lane entry. Can't quite see. Oh, I think he did. Oh dear, Arsenal, after getting held up, that is his session over, and 12th will be his best. As across the line goes Crudevez to get ahead of his teammate by 13 thousandths. He goes up to P2 and puts his Red Bull on the front row as George is back in. Frosty Life on a lap, but it's showing the pit lane. Okay. Right, Frankie heading through sector 1 now. He's got the McLaren in front of him. Doesn't get out of the way. And I think that was Billy, or... I think it was Billy. Yeah, it was Billy. He's not getting out. I think he's also on a lap. So maybe that will be his defence, but... Smithy's found a few tenths. T goes down. These, I think, just started his lap. Yep. So Frankie, 1,000ths down. Invalidated. Who else? Right, These has just, These has started his lap. So let's see what first sector he can do. Finishing it now, 25.7. Found nearly 4 tenths, which would put him... No, he's still 9 tenths off the next car. So he must have made a big mistake in the first sector. Let's see if he can get it together in the middle, as it looked all well and tidy. His teammate currently on provisional pole. He is 2 seconds off his teammate. So he's found a third of that already, and now heading into the sunset, keeping to the right, DRS on, and foot flat to the floor. He just has to pick his braking zone, make sure not to take too much curb, and make sure not to run out wide. He's done just that. He's right on the limit. And now heading through sector 2, 103.2. He's found a whole second. This could be in contention for provisional pole position. The championship leader just has to navigate his way through 4 more corners, and he's done the 4th lap pretty well. He's bounced over the curve a little bit there. He's really pushing as he's going round the long right-hander, making sure not to lose the rear and spin like Seb did. And now he's got the 2 most critical corners of the entire circuit to navigate his way through. Misses the inside curve, rides the outside curb, and now he's just got one corner left. Can he avoid the curves? A little bit of understeer, but across the line for Thies. 34.6, it's only P5. Does Thies even have enough time to get another lap in 3 minutes 55? He should, but it's only P5 for Thies. What about Josh Crabtree? He's found a 10th and a bit. Crudevez is in the garage. So, Josh Crabtree just needs to find about 3/4 of a tenth to get back on provisional pole. He's got AlphaTauri in front of him, but he's really using all of the track this time. And let's hope that AlphaTauri doesn't limit him too much. It doesn't seem to be that bad. So across the line for Josh Crabtree, can he take pole position back? Yes, he can. A 34.2 goes a 10th and a bit clear of Bram. And the times are tumbling for provisional pole as Josh Crabtree, that's probably his last lap unless he has enough fuel in the tank or can get round again. But Josh Crabtree, second in the championship with nothing to lose, is on provisional pole as the next 7 behind him are all in the pit lane. Billy is the next person, but he's invalidated, followed by the next 3, and then Arsenal is out. So we're looking at Caden now, who's just found 1.6 seconds, I think, on a lap. No, I don't even know. There, he's found a second in Sector 1, but he has that 5-place grid penalty, which will currently put him 19th. As a warning in the announcer chat already of people getting in the way of people. Making sure chat's all good. Right, Carbro, slowest of the runners at the moment. He's on a lap. Oh dear, I think Thies has got a problem. I'm going to invite him. There you go. Right, Carbro finding the time now. Right, what Thies needs to do, he needs to leave the lobby. Will, if you can tell him, leave the lobby he's in at the moment and join this one if everyone's left for him. Anyway, we've got to focus on the final few minutes of qualifying. Josh gets out the way. Bramman on out lap, so is Crudevez. Thies still in the pit lane. Is across the line. Goes... I don't even know, I didn't see. Across the line goes Carbro for P6. Sin Icon heading out the pit lane now because there's yellows in Sector 3. I can't see. 1 minute 36. So right now, if you have not crossed the line, you are not going to make it so. Thies is in the pit lane. That will be it for Thies then. P5 at best if you can even join this session. Right, Bram. Across the line, I've got a message from Kiana real quick. Invite, you need an invite. Oh, okay. Bear with me, folks. There you go, Kiana. Right. Final few laps then. Let's see what they can do. Across the line is one of the Alfa Romeos. I'm guessing it's Tigo. 1 minute 36.3 at the moment. After getting his first win out, that will not be anywhere close to the top 10. It will only be P12 for him at best. Right, Aston Martin's now across the line. Is it Chaz F1? No, it's Logan. Where's Logan? He's just crossed the line. I'm guessing they're starting their last laps. My apologies. Right, got a Haas heading into the final few corners. Seb has invalidated, so he's going to have to make sure to get this next lap and final lap count. Otherwise, he's down in P18. JJ Francis now on a lap. We've got Frosty Life in front, so he will be on his final flying run unless that was it. But all these times are confusing, being 4 minutes, 7 minutes, whatever. But JJ Francis now across the line. Where could he put his car? P9 for the Alfa Romeo into the top 10. Good on him. Now we got, I think, Smithy. No. Carbro or Frosty Life. I don't even know. We'll just see if anything changes. Sin Icon starting his lap, but there we go. Qualifying has ended. So the first one to finish, as Billy and Nathan have already crossed the line, will be George. No. This is so confusing. I don't know why. Right, here we go. Here's Bram. He's in the pits. That will not... there will be no Ferrari on pole position. Frankie crosses the line. Frankie takes provisional pole out of nowhere. Frankie is on pole position with a 34.0. Now let's see who can challenge that. As Chaz F1 is only P14. And the Alfa Romeo in front of him, Nathan, only P13. It's around the final corner for Crudevez. Can he snatch pole away? Crosses the line. He gets out of Bram at least by the slimmest of margins. It will be a Red Bull 2 and 3. Frankie is on pole position. Can you believe it? As Josh Crabtree will have to settle for second. Crew de Vase third. Bram fourth. What about Frosty Life? He's finding time. Could he take a surprise pole position? Could he at least get on the front row? I don't think anyone else will challenge him. So we're watching Frosty Life now. Coming around the final corner. St. Icon has retired. That'll be it for him. So around the final corner, Frosty Life, can he do anything to deny Frankie across the line? Frosty Life is on pole position by 0.2, by 0.002 of a second. Frosty Life at United States of America is on pole position for the Grand Prix. Frankie will be kicking himself that he's just missed out by the slimmest. That's got to be the smallest margin between pole position and second this season. And on the Thursday where we see a full grid, it comes down to 0.002 between the top two. It will be a Red Bull second row. It will be a Ferrari third row. Frosty Life on pole, his teammate 7th. St. Icon 8th. JJ Francis 9th. Logan 10th to round out the top 10. That is everyone done. We're just waiting on JJ Francis to retire. Frosty Life right at the end did it. And at a track he's done so well at in the past, has put his car on pole position once again. And for the first time since Silverstone, he will be on pole. Why can't these join? I'll invite him again. Do we need a restart? I'll take a pic of the results right now, just in case. It's Cade. Don't know if he'll start 19th or 20th, but yeah, there we go. Taking a pic of the results just in case. But if these is in a car, then yeah, surely Thies is fine to join. Tell him to restart his Xbox. Oh, he's in. Okay, so Thies is in. Disappointed with qualifying as seems like the last 10 minutes didn't allow, or 6, whatever, didn't allow him to get a lap time in. He starts from 6. He's got it all to do then. So Frosty Life is on pole position ahead of Frankie. An unexpected front row for those two. Let's see what this crazy full grid has in store as the 5 lights come on. But they're not the real lights. We'll wait for the revs. They go out. The revs rise. And in the United States... Are we away because there's a McLaren moving? Oh no, yeah, we have to restart. The safety car's out. The same thing's happened. The safety car is out on lap 1 for some reason, and we are restarting. Nope. Not happening. After that build-up, for God's sake. Yeah, restart. We're having a restart. Classic game. Amazing. We didn't even have the formation lap on. Well, it was sunny, so we know at least that's the weather. Right, luckily I got a pic of the results. Right. Bear with us. Right, not on broadcast this time. That's the default setting. I just probably didn't change it last week. Right. Strict. Alright. And I'll leave it on friends only this time because it's the race. No randomers are going to join because it's a full grid as well. So yeah. Yeah, probably should have just left it on friends actually, considering it's a full grid. Oh well. Let's just get everyone in. Right, that's 14. I may as well start the grid. Right then. Varsity Life. Where's Frankie? Frankie, Josh, Criderays, Bram, and then Thies, wherever he is. Not in yet. Swaggy was last. Oh god, Seb 19th. Oh, there he is. Oh, and Arsenal. And George. I think George in yet. There we go, there's Thies. Thies and Carbro. Then Sin Icon. There's Logan. Smithy. Tigo. Billy. Billy's not here yet, I think. No, we're still waiting on 2. Right. Sin Icon, JJ Francis, Logan, Smithy, Tigo, then Billy, then Nathan, then Chaz, then George, then Arsenal, then there's Billy. Oh, and Bratty Terror. I'm gonna have to kick him unfortunately because he didn't do qualifying. Right, Billy is after Tigo. Yeah, he can't race. He didn't make qualifying. He didn't qualify, so yeah, we have to kick Josh. Sorry, Josh. Oh, thanks, Adam. So we're just waiting on George. Where's George? Why is he on Call of Duty? For God's sake, Chaz, tell your mate to... Oh, well, that's just great. He has to go, apparently. So because of George, blame George that we don't have a full grid for this race. But that still doesn't allow Josh to unfortunately race because obviously he didn't do qualifying, so he can't qualify for it. Well, that's annoying. Right. Right, so Cade had a 5th place, however Swaggy does have a quali ban, so he should start last. So Cade only drops down 1. Even if the game put him last, yeah. Well, just before I tell people to ready up, let me know if that's right, what this is right now. Is that good to keep Cade there? I'm going to guess it's good. Because we need to get this race started, so yeah, I'll confirm that. Alright guys, ready up. If you're listening. Yeah, Will. To put Swaggy Kiki last because he has a qualifying ban ahead of Cade, who has a 5th place. I mean, it's a bit of a hazard anyway, so maybe it would be best if he didn't race. Yeah, okay, thanks, Will. Okay, so we've had, what, a 15-minute delay? Unfortunately. That does not seem like 15 minutes, but whatever. Right, we're going to go racing in America. But Shaquille O'Neal will not be appearing at the end. Tigo can present the trophy for all I care, even if he's not on the podium. Or, I don't know, who's a tier 1 driver who can present that? I don't know, Adam or something, I don't know. Go from uni or something, present the trophies. Shout out to Adam. Always being there to support the league. Right then. Just waiting for the drivers to pick their setups, pick their tyres and strategy and fuel. Oh god, what does Diego just say? Did he say his brakes aren't working? Oh god. QQ. Oh no! QQ moment. Okay, everyone watch out for T going into turn 1. I don't know if his brakes are working. We're going to have a QQ moment. Okay, here we go then. I'm not going to look at my phone now. Right, 24 seconds. We'll get into what tyre strategy everyone is on later into the race. But right now, we have a long run down to turn 1 and uplifting elevation. Let's see who can get out ahead. The inside line for P2 is usually better than pole position, but it's all dependent on the launch and the reaction and the start. So here we go then. The 5 lights will come on for the United States Grand Prix. Frosty on the right, Frankie on the left. The revs rise. And it's lights out, and away we go. Frankie does get away well ahead of Frosty Life, as Frosty Life once again has not had the best getaway. Josh Crabtree into P2, the Ferrari lining up alongside him. Frankie leads the Grand Prix. The Ferrari has been spun round, and that is Bram, and his teammate has to go off the track as well. 3 wide further back, and Thies is battling away with Cruda Bays, heading down into the S's now. Thies up to P4, ahead of Cruda Bays. Frosty Life drops down to 3rd. Brilliant start from Josh Crabtree to get up in a 2nd. Chaos through the S's, but I think they've all managed to make it through. Logan up to 7th, has a 5-second penalty for going in the corner, and he's dropped down to 15th, as well as JJ Francis looking at the front. Frankie did get the great getaway he needed, and he's into the lead by the time we head to the long straight. Ahead of Josh Crabtree, Frosty Live once again not getting a great start. Thies is all over the back of him nearly. Then comes Carl Burrows. What's happened to Cruda Bays? He's down to P13. Something's happened with him as Bram further up is battling with Caden, who's battling alongside Seb. They've made brilliant starts, but they're battling for the final point playing position as Bram is on the back of them, looking for the outside. Seb is going to lose another position, battling Bram, remember, in the championship as Bram goes off the track. We've got a yellow. Oh, who's that Spud? Is that Tigo? Tees! What's happening to Tees? Tees has lost out now. Tigo's up to 5th, battling with Swaggy, and Tigo's teleporting using his powers or something. Who knows what's going on? Tees at the 8th, battling with Tigo. What is happening here on lap 1? He's battling with Smithy now, as we've got a yellow. Oh no, dropping down the order car, bro. I think he's just spun. There's a Bram up to 10th now. It's all kicking off as down the inside. The AlphaTauri on one another. Thieves goes off the track up to P6, so he's only lost out to Tigo. But that has put him right up the order. Swaggy is now P4, 4 seconds off Frosty Life, who's challenging Josh Crabtree for P2. Take a breath. Wow, looking further down into turn 1, nearly 3 wide. The 2 AlphaTauris as Nathan and Smithy are battling. Smithy, what does Nathan hit the back of Seb? Seb is up to 7th now. Carver battle. Oh no, him and Hayden have spun. Where is Kuda Race is 11th. Chaz only gained 2 positions out of all that. Logan 15th. Oh, cut the corner royally there. To try and overtake Arsenal. Carbro in 16th. Caden 17th. JJ Francis pitted against Caden's got a penalty. And so did Billy. Right then. 1.5 seconds out in front for Frankie. We'll change it. 2 positions gained. What a start from Swaggy Kiki. 19th to 4th. Last to 4th. What a start from both Hassers. 25 positions in total for the Haas team. That is brilliant. Right. Everyone's on medium. There is no strategy in this because every single driver is on medium compound tyres now. Right. Arsenal battling away with Logan, and Sin is battling away with Chaz. Oh, Chaz losing the rear there. That's going to allow Sin to get all over the back. Because looking at the strategy, it should be a medium hard. That's a bit fortuitous to say they'll put on lap 12 instead of further on. They'll probably make it a bit further into the race. Bram! What's happened to Bram? Has he spun? That corner is catching so many out. But I don't know if he hit someone, but I'm just going to suspect he made a mistake and lost the rear. Right then, Thieves has to get past Tigo. He's lost a position. No, he stayed in position, should I say, at the start. Every single driver is on medium, so we don't need that, really. Penalties for Logan and Caden. I'll just call him Maul for convenience. Yeah, we'll keep it on pens. Right then. Close battle on track. Cruda Bays, I think, to Nathan. Carbo's got a penalty, and Logan's got one again. Right, so I don't know what happened to Cruda Bays. He must have got spun, or just spun himself, but he's got the 2 sister drivers to overtake of AlphaTauri. As Chaz just watching that all unfold. Seb has had a brilliant start, only a second behind Thieves, who's trying to gain on Tigo, who's 1.5 behind Swaggy. He's closing the gap to Frost Life as Cruda Bays is making a move and has got past the AlphaTauri of Nathan. Nathan will try all his best to have a move back at him, but Cruda Bays on the charge then. Let's hope his wheel does not go all faulty near the end. Right, Bram has got a lot of work to do once again. Any overtakes looking further down. Carbro goes off the track. Arsenal's going to have no second invitation for that. Going to get the switch back. I'm losing my voice. Carbro goes defensive. Arsenal sends it up the inside on the Mercedes. Do they make contact? No. Carbro gets the traction and a better exit to get ahead of the Williams. Right, looking further front. Right. Frankie has a 2-second lead ahead of Josh. He has got good race pace in that Alpine. Frosty keeping close to the back as Thieves making a move down the inside on Tigo. Tigo's going to try the switchback. Thieves and Tigo, Alfa Romeo versus Ferrari, heading into the S's. Who's going to back off? Who's going to get in front? Will Thieves have to yield? Tigo gets ahead. The Dutchman ahead of his fellow compatriot gets ahead and stays ahead of the championship leader. EXFL Tier 2's newest race winner, keeping his Alfa Romeo in P5 at the very moment, with Seb now on the back of Thieves. Thieves losing more time to enable all this. Right, Thieves on 32 to Tigo's 8%. He is really trying to fight Thieves there. Not letting him go. 3 seconds for Arsenal. As, here we go then. Thieves close enough this time. to get ahead of Tigo. Tigo's light is blinking. Will Tigo go defensive? No, he lets Thieves go. And this seems like the move is done this time for Thieves. Gets ahead. Tigo hits the back of Thieves, I think. Made him go a bit wide. And they're still battling then. But Thieves looks like he has the move covered if Tigo's going to let this one slide. But he's not going to let this one slide. He's going to still try and stick his nose in there. But he can't quite do it. Is he going to send one up the inside? Of course he is. And they're still going to battle away. But now Thieves does get ahead as what's happened. Josh has lost second place to Frosty Life. Did he make a mistake? Tigo's out. Tigo has spun. Tigo has had a spin at a corner where so many drivers are struggling, and he's tumbled out of the points. And he's got 4 cars behind him with all penalties, but he's managed to get ahead of them all, luckily. Josh Crabtree has lost a position then to Frosty Life. Chaz now gets a penalty. This track is going to warrant a lot of 3 seconds, I'm betting. Crudevez making another move now down the inside of the second AlphaTauri and gets himself up in a P7 after Tigo spinning helped him out. Smithy just holding on behind 76% compared to Crudevez's 16. He is on it, and it's only 2 seconds behind Seb now as Logan gets another penalty. As Thieves 1.3, he's in a pass sandwich now, but he's a good 7 seconds behind his championship rival. And with it being a simple medium hard for everyone, literally everyone at the moment, as Carbro has gone off. Lost a couple of positions, lost quite a few positions now. Yeah, if there's no safety car, this is it at the moment. Losing my voice. Right, Carbro in 17th. I think he's been off the track more this lap than on track. But he's got Caden in front of him and then Arsenal, so we'll look further back to that. The top 4 all pretty separators down the inside. Chaz F1 now making a move ahead of Smithy, and he's kind of battling him in the championship too. But Chaz making a move after starting P14. He's up in the P8, getting some solid points, but with that penalty that is going to hinder him. But up next, Crudevez. Thieves! Oh, Thieves! The championship leader's gone for a spin. Now he's lost out, and will Chaz F1 get ahead? Yes, he will. The championship leader has made a big costly error that's dropped him down to P11. Out of the points, Sin Icon has completely obliterated that corner, as Thieves will get back ahead of the Williams. So Thieves in P10, Sin Icon's going for a trip over the bumps. Might lose him a place to Bram. Both Ferraris now within eyesight of each other. Ahead is both AlphaTauris. Has Nathan still got that problem? Yes, he has. Surely that can't be real. So look, he's got ERS on through the S's. Surely that's not real, but oh well. He's not spinning, so that's good. Right, as this we watch from the helicopter cam, Chaz F1 keeping the gap constant to Crudevez as Tigo's now got a penalty. Look at that, 6 drivers in a row with penalties. As Chaz F1 really the only anomaly in there. Up in 7th, but with that penalty, Ferrari not having a good race at the moment. Lap 6 of 28. Something better not happen on the last lap like last season, because we do not want to avoid another lap 28, considering this was the race that kind of kicked off all the drama last season. Let's hope it does not happen again. But Thief does have work to do now. Further front, Smithy staying on the back of Chaz, putting him under pressure. He's actually lost a whole half a second to Crudevez, who is on a comeback charge, fighting the 2 Hassers, as Josh Crabtree just doesn't seem to have any pace. As Nathan and Thieves are battling, watching from the onboard of Bram, Thieves does get ahead of Nathan then. So that is 1 car done, and now the other Ferrari has to get past. 40%, 5%, 40%, so both Ferraris keeping the same amount of DRS. Nathan's gone very wide indeed, and that will give Bram all the invitations he needs to get up ahead. And Ferrari clearing 1 car after another. They're both back into the points. Crudevez closing in on Seb, but yeah, I'm just amazed that Josh Crabtree doesn't really have the race pace at the moment. 1.7 behind Frosty, all same time, but Frosty Life, even after a poor start, is closing right in on Frankie, and they are now going to be battling for P1, as it seems Frosty is close enough to maybe mount a challenge this lap. This is the closest he has been all race. Nathan gets a penalty, so that's 7 cars in a row now with a penalty. But here we go then, could we see a change of lead? Frankie has no ERS to play with. Frosty Life, which way will he go? He'll go for the outside move. Can Frankie defend? He's got the inside. Frosty's going to hold it round the outside. Keep all 4 tyres on. And Frosty Life with a brilliant move round the outside. Gets there to Frankie. Frankie's going to try to switch back though. Frosty goes and covers him off. This is brilliant. Wheel to wheel racing. Frosty just edges ahead. Frankie's going to once again try and get the better switch. But Frosty Life with an epic move and even better defending has put that Mercedes back into P1 after starting on pole position. Brilliant comeback drive in the first 7 laps for Frosty Life to get back on to being the leader. Frankie is not done with him yet, and we're going to see this battle continue into lap 8. Frankie has the DRS, but no ERS, as Frosty Life now can control the race. Frankie, will he go for a send? Not quite. So is this Frosty Life now trying to go away? Nathan gets a second penalty. But that was absolutely brilliant between Frankie and Frosty. Frosty forced Frankie just enough towards the right to leave him just enough space. He was not having any prisoners there. Frankie's going to stick with him though and try his best to come back at him. Sin Icon versus Nathan now. That was a brilliant battle. So we got a yellow. Oh no! Frankie! Frankie spun! Did he hit Frosty Life? But whatever's happened, Frankie, who was leading this race 1 lap ago, finds himself now in P3 after spinning. No idea what happened there. Logan gets his 14 seconds of penalties now as battling in the S's, Carbro and Arsenal. A different version of Williams versus Mercedes. Oh wait, Frankie's in the Alpine, never mind. This is a little battle then between, there we go, there's the Alpine. As Logan's got 17 seconds, man. Come on. Carbro, 3 seconds, so I think that's a second pen. Yep. Here we go then. These now gets past the second Alpha Tauri. Is looking further back, should I say. Sin Icon versus Nathan. Is Sin going to try and make a move down the inside? Nathan will hang it around the outside, but Sin gets the move. This is really good racing we're seeing in Tier 2 tonight. Might not have been the full grid, but it's still the best attempts we've had all season after having 18 about 3 or 4 times. 19 seems to be doing the trick as Carbro now goes down the inside of Arsenal. A little bit of contact there, but it seems like it's all good. Oh dear, Jazz F1 has now become probably the 5th person to spin there and has now been taken prisoner from that corner. Can't remember the corners, apologies, but he's now back out to the points and in this long train of penalties. I thought Frankie lost even more positions, but he has pitted very early indeed for the hard compound tyre. Frankie will come out between Logan and Carbro, I think. Might even be ahead of Logan. As riding on board, we got a yellow. What's that? Is it into turn 1? Smithy's had a spin. And Swaggy Kiki now gets a penalty up into 3rd because of that pit stop from Frankie. As Thieves is all over the back of Nathan. Chaz closing in. Nathan's got 3 penalties now. This is really holding up Thieves. Wait! Apologies, but when did Thieves have another mistake? Correct me if I missed that. But yeah, Bram now finds himself in 6th. These should have, These definitely had a moment or spun or something. But Cruda Bays now, it's been coming for a while, has got ahead of Swaggy Kiki. And now it's a Red Bull 2-3 followed by a Haas 4-5. Cruda Bays really helping the team as they've got it all to do with trying to catch Ferrari in the Constructors. These now does get ahead of Nathan. Once again, another good, clean overtake. I'm just going to check the chat. Make sure it's all good as Frankie's making a move on Smithy. Up into P11. Let's see when the rest pit. Yeah, mate. More islands joined. Enjoy the race, Matt. As Smithy has gone back for a move, sliding in front of Frankie, but that did not give him a great exit, and that'll allow Frankie to get back ahead into P11 on those hard compound tyres. Bit of a pace deficit, but with his pace, it should equal it out and maybe even be better. So now he's got Chaz F1 to deal with. 1.3 seconds further front. These now behind Sin Icon. Further 2.3 behind his teammate, who's 6 odd seconds behind the top 5. Haas have done an absolutely brilliant job so far this race. No wonder they're 3rd in the standings. They may not. I don't know if Seb and Kiki are on the best of terms, but they sure do put in solid performances for the team. As Logan just serving one of his penalties there. Sin gets his 2nd penalty, and if we do have a safety car in the end, all these who don't are gonna be the ones who gain massively. Josh Grabtree 3 seconds behind Frosty Life then. JJ Francis gets a penalty. Carbo comes out the pits. I think it'll just be Arsenal. Gonna be a bit close. Logan, Chaz, Nathan. What's happening there? I think Chaz had a massive send on the AlphaTauri as they both find themselves nearing the edge of the points as Frankie now, with no ERS, will still try and have a go at Nathan down the inside. Will he even try and get Chaz in doing as well? Not quite. Yeah, he's going to go for the send. Logan's off, but Chaz has hit Frankie, and they've come together. That's a collision, probably the first collision we've seen, as Frankie and Chaz came together. Chaz, for the second week in a row, has been involved in a collision, this time with Frankie instead of Tigo. And speaking of Tigo, he's gone off the track, battling with Nathan, rejoins in front. Smithy gets a penalty, and it's all kicking off once again. Smithy's going to try round the outside. Brilliant move from Smithy, I think because Tigo had so little momentum heading into that corner. The Sin Icon has now been overtaken by Thieves, who's into the pits, so it doesn't really matter. Frankie's now got a penalty. Frankie is ahead of Chaz though, after trying to move. Here we go, Thieves is in. Frankie, after trying to move on Chaz, ended it in both of them spinning. Tigo goes down the inside of Smithy there. Smithy goes very wide, but the Alfa Romeo is ahead now of the AlphaTauri. And we got a yellow. That's Arsenal. It is indeed. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drivers out of the 19 do not have a penalty. Yeah, the corner was kind of just turning in right here. So I can understand Chaz, I can understand Frankie. Logan, I think, has made another mistake. No VSC or safety car yet as we reach lap 11. One more lap and then the pit stop window opens. Chaz gets his second penalty, I think. Yeah. So Thieves down in 14th. Has he got a yellow again? Oh, it's Logan. As Smithy gets overtaken by Frankie. It's all happening. I'll change it to tyres now. Logan on the sauce. He's going to get lapped. Is he trying to call a safety car or something? Come on, man. Speed up. There we go. He's nearly going to get lapped by Frosty Life. Starts lap 12. Josh crosses the line. What about Crew de Vase? He's staying out as well. Swag and Kiki? Nope. What about Seb? No, so it seems like this lap onwards will be the pit stops. Frankie pitted extremely early, and Frankie's now going to try and move round the outside of Tigo Biter. This will be brilliant if he can make it sick. Down the inside goes Frankie after being spun. Tigo's going to come back at him though, as Frankie goes off the track a little bit there, but Tigo's going in the pits anyway. Didn't matter. Followed by Smithy. Frankie, I class that and rate it. Frankie gets ahead of Tigo. Great camera angle. What about Thieves down in 13th? He'll gain from a few of these guys pitting, but he's still got a lot of time to gain. Josh keeping the same gap, really, as Arsenal's out, and that is going to be a safety car, surely. This could change the course of the race. Wait. Oh, maybe not. Arsenal has, I'm guessing, lost the rear, hit the wall, is out of the race, becomes the first retirement, and now, you know what? Someone's crashed on track, which has not brought out a safety. Oh no, not again, Chaz! In the wall, but I think he'll keep it going. Yes, he has. That is not a safety car somehow. I bet people like Thieves and Frankie were praying it wouldn't. Another yellow. I think it's Billy. Wow, that is not a safety car or even a VSC. Oh, great. Can't get a break of these yellows. Oh, Josh! What's happened to Josh? Has Josh made a mistake? I think he just has. Yeah, Josh has definitely just had a spin. And will go into the pits because he wants to get rid of those tyres. That is definitely a spin for Josh Crabtree. So both of the championship protagonists have had a spin there into the pits. Both Red Bulls. So they need to get this just right. Hards go on for Josh. Exits the pits. Comes into the pits now for Jack. They've pretty much timed that bang on, but he's lost a little bit of time as Bram is also coming in. They need to get him out ahead, and they do. Swagger Kiki might even jump Crew de Vase now. Puts the tyres on. Nah, never mind. Seb inherits P2 then. Frankie comes across the line. Where's Josh? He's ahead. Josh is far ahead of Frankie. Crew de Vase comes out behind. Then comes Swaggy. And then Bram down in P8. There comes Thieves. Across the line, is he ahead of Sin Icon? Yes, he is, but he is behind his teammate. And if he closes up to the back, I'm guessing he'll let him through. Right then, Seb up into P2 then. It's Frosty Life. Can enjoy it at the moment. 8-second gap he had then. as Hayden pits. So JJ Francis, Seb, Frosty Life and Billy and Chaz yet to pit. Since really the start. Oh, Logan. Really not enjoying this track. Been lapped, no front wing. At this rate, maybe pull it into the pits, buddy. Oh, Chaz! What's happening? Oh, Chaz is in the pit lane, never mind. If that causes a safety car, this game is broken. Okay, good. Right, Chaz has had enough then. Into the pits. Not reached half race distance, so that will probably be a beefy. But yeah, he's given up. Don't know about Logan yet. Frosty Life continues on. Seb will pit now. I think he just hit the ball off there, I just heard it. Right, Frankie, after that being spun with Chaz moment, finds himself behind, and I think he was going to be ahead. Bram gets ahead of Swaggy, who's made a mistake. So both Hasses now dropping down, obviously Seb's in the pits. Swaggy must have made a mistake or spin. But whatever the case, he's now in P8 with these close on the back. Swaggy goes off track now. We'll see where Seb comes out. Here we go. There's Graham. Seb comes out ahead of his teammate. Here comes Thies around the outside of Swaggy, Kiki, Haas versus Ferrari. Thies with a clean move. Swaggy got the entry and exit all wrong. Thies is ahead of the Haas. Seb comes out. Oh, there we go. We caught that with a 3-second time penalty now. Behind Graham and ahead of Thies. It is Ferrari, Haas, with an Alfa Romeo Ferrari-powered engine in front of all four. Still hasn't stopped yet. Frosty Life really taking these tyres far in. Swaggy's left. Try and get him back in real quick. You can see the state of those medium tyres, that front right. So surely he's going to pit now. We've got a yellow. I think that's Logan. Frosty Life is staying out. And that 8-second gap he had, it's comfortable, but if Josh keeps gaining, if the tyres feel good, the tyres feel good. We've seen before Mercedes out in front with a Red Bull kind of chasing it down. Let's see what happens. He's got good pace. He's still keeping that gap constant. So Frosty Life, is he even going to try and go for the softs at the end? Who even knows? We're staying out. We've got a yellow. Oh, that's Logan again. Out of the way for Tigo, I think. Yeah. Not been a good race for Tigo so far. It's got the two AlphaTauris kind of in no man's land at the moment. Then a long train of cars as Bram goes down the inside of JJ Francis, trying to defend, banging wheels with the Ferrari, but Bram has got ahead of the Alfa Romeo, and Swaggy has been overtaken by Sim because he's disconnected, unfortunately. So these 2.2 behind now. We got a yellow from what? Logan again. Jazz is left, but that's fine. Alright then, still waiting on JJ Francis and Frosty Life to pit then. JJ Francis 3-second time penalty. We'll know everyone's pretty much on hard, so we'll switch it back to penalties. The one with the most 12 for Logan, then 9 for Carbro and Caden. Frankie with 3, none for the Red Bulls or the Ferraris or Frosty Life. Or I think that's it. Right, let's see. Yep, finally, Frosty Life is in, making sure to not speed. And he'll put those tyres on. Billy gets a penalty. I think Josh has gained a whole second. But I am very much sure that he will come out back ahead of Logan once again off the track. Lost a bit of front wing this time. Exits the pit box. Frosty Life heading now down the main straight. Josh just heading through the final corner now. Frosty Life will have a big gap ahead. Puts the hard compound tyres on and is away. Hasn't won since his return yet. This is the race he has been waiting for. It's come a bit late, but better late than never. We've got a yellow once again. It's Frosty. It's Logan again. But yeah, 5-second gap then between Josh and Frosty Life. 5 seconds further back to Frankie, but he'll lose third at the moment to Crew the Bays. And then Bram, a long way off. Jade Francis yet to pit, holding Seb up. This will help Thies. So a few incidents in this race, but really good racing from Tier 2 so far. on most of them anyway. Right, Seb trying to get... Oh, Bram's now got a penalty. That is going to hinder him. He's going to be very annoyed at that. We've got a yellow... Oh, Logan. Right, Seb, yeah, all over the back of JJ Francis, who will not have DRS this time round. These already getting 3/10 on the pair. And let's see if Seb can get past JJ Francis, who will most likely pit this lap. He's gone more than half race distance on those mediums. Is he trying to get to the soft... Is he going to pit for the softs at the end? That's what I'm trying to say. But Seb, surely... Oh no, JJ Francis going defensive then. Seb's going to have to brake later. Trying to go around the outside. That's going to give him probably a warning. JJ Francis really holding Seb up then. He's not going to give up without a fight. But Seb's going to try around the outside now of the Alfa Romeo. Switch back. And this time going to try around the outside. He's watching all of this unfold. Seb just about keeps ahead. JD Francis is going to stick his nose in there. Go deeper. Seb will go off the track nearly. Can't get the right angle. But he's wheel to wheel with JJ Francis. And now gets his Haas ahead of JJ Francis. JJ Francis just trying to get ahead. Bangs the hits the rear of the Haas. But Haas at their home Grand Prix are putting on a pretty good show as JJ Francis stays out then. These will have DRS now and will gain on this pair. So we've got a yellow. Oh! Is that Josh going? No, it's Logan. Never mind. Frosty Life! I haven't even realised. Frosty Life has now got a 3-second time penalty. So if we have a safety car, that puts Josh in net winning position. Right, Thies stuck behind. JJ Francis, he's got the better traction and tyres. Swanky Kiki's only now just joined. He's still 10th. The AI is 60, so that hopefully helps. Right, unfortunately, JJ Francis is going to get for these. JJ Francis will still have DRS from Seb. So these is going to... Oh, 84%, never mind. So just lapping Logan. These is right on the back of that Alfa Romeo, and this should surely be an easy pass. Moves over, and the Ferrari gets himself up into P7 ahead of the Alfa Romeo. JJ Francis couldn't do anything to defend. These will stay behind. JJ Francis is still going to try and send it ahead of These, but These, will he leave him any room? Just about. JJ Francis with a mega send has got back ahead. This is really not helping These. As that was pretty fair, I think. Little wheel bang, but he's done it. These let him open the gap. Made a gap, should I say. And now he's got to overtake him again. Sin Icon closing in on the back. Looking to leader. These will probably finish 5th at this rate because Bram might help him. At the moment, looking good for Red Bull. Oh no, Logan spun at that corner again. Turn 16, I think. Just having a bit of a donut show at the moment. Hopefully not going to cause a VSC or a safety car, heaven forbid. Carbro has now lost it. We really don't want to see any unnecessary safety car VSC just casual spins. Oh god. Right. 7 seconds then for Frosty Life. Even with that 3 seconds, still pulling the gap out. Frankie 1.5 ahead as JJ Francis has spun. What's happened there? Well, whatever's happened, it's allowed Thies to get ahead. Maybe Thies hit him. Who knows? Oh, going off the track there. JJ Francis and Swaggy is now back in. Nathan will catch up to the back. Nate, no. JJ Francis has gone off again. Smithy now finds himself near with an Alfa Romeo, and now make that Noah's Ark 2x2. Carbo gets a penalty. JJ Francis dropping down. I think that's his race pretty much done. Logan spinning once again. Seems like it's pretty fair out in front. These will be ahead of Seb at this rate. Don't know if Bram will slow down. Sorry, look, I was just checking the chat. So it seems like JJ Francis, what is he doing? Oh, he's got a puncture! I didn't even realise. No, he hasn't run out of fuel, Will. He's got a puncture! He's ran those mediums so long. Look at the rear left. He's got a puncture. Of course he hasn't run out of fuel. T goes left. Right, I'll get him back in. Alfa Romeo really falling apart at the moment. Alfa Romeo. I was right. Thank you everyone tuning in. Unfortunately, JJ Francis has got a puncture from running those mediums. Let's check. 16 laps on the mediums. Yeah, well, this is a warning for tomorrow. Do not run mediums if it even is dry. Nathan gets a penalty. He's causing yellows. Keep it at penalties, but JJ Francis will have to limp home. We'll see it now. Here, look at the rear left. It's delaminated. He's got a puncture. Frosty Life is about to lap him. Will Logan overtake him, or is Logan actually a full lap behind laps? Yeah, he still is. Right, JJ Francis. We've lost Arsenal, we've lost Chaz. JJ Francis, as T goes back in, that's good. Carver gets a pen. JJ Francis making sure to keep away, even though he's ghosted. Good on him. But unfortunately, that is his race pretty much ruined. Into the pits then, he will... he can put the softs on, I guess, maybe. Right. Oh! That is a hefty whack, and that might be rear wing damage. Frosty Life has got 6 seconds of penalties. JJ Francis retires from the race. That shouldn't cause anything. Well, better not, just from a neutral perspective. Right, anyway. Frankie, there's Billy and Caden are battling now for P14. But I'm just going to... Oh, God. Quickly gloss over. Well, I don't even know what's happening. Frankie's now got 6 seconds. So that will definitely confirm Coup de Base as a Sin Icon now with a penalty. Yellow score, whatever. Right, let's watch this battle. Seb's got another penalty. Right, Billy versus Caden now heading round the long right-hander, right-hander, sorry, I was right. Caden sticks his nose in there, goes ahead of Billy. Billy goes off the track. They're still wheel to wheel, heading into the final corner. Caden takes a tight line. Billy goes for the switchback. That is a good move to capitalise on Caden's mistake. Having a nice little battle for his debut, even though it's P14. Still a good battle. Right, Frankie versus Coup de Base. Smithy's got a penalty. Coup de Base is now ahead of Frankie, but he's still going to try and defend that third place. We've got a yellow further down his knees. Now gets ahead of Seb. That should be an easy picking. Frankie's going to hang it around the outside and get back ahead of the Red Bull as Coup de Base is going to try the switchback. Nearly gets forced off. All fair in racing. And Frankie has got back ahead, and Thies is ahead of Seb. So Frankie stays ahead of the Red Bull. Josh's gap to Frosty Life now 10 seconds with 7 laps to go. Frosty Life just keeping it good out in front as Frankie just staying ahead of Coup de Base, using his ERS, using their DRS. Will he go to the inside or the outside? He goes to the inside, wheel to wheel with the Alpine, barely millimetres between them, but down the inside. Does the Red Bull get ahead? Cuts the corner there. Frankie will get the switchback and gets back ahead. Seems like Bram, 5 seconds to Thies. Seb sticking with. Coup de Base will have to try and go for it again. He can sit behind Frankie for the rest of the race if he wanted to, and he'll still beat him. Because it doesn't seem like he'll get anything else unless Frosty Life has a mistake. So, what will it be at the moment? Josh, 18 points. Who does the fastest lap? Frosty Life. Okay, that's fine. Yellow. Cleared away. And then Josh will have 18 points. These, at the moment, will have 8. But Bram might let him through, so he gets 10. It's 8 or 10 gained. So that 2-point lead Thies had will become a 6 or 8-point lead for Josh. As Frankie and Coup de Base are battling once again. This time, Coup de Base does seem ahead, but Frankie's going to try the same move. No, he's not. He's going to try for the switchback this time. Try and find the little room he has left. Logan causing yellows. Now tries the switchback once again. Now hangs it around the outside. Can Frankie really get that much of traction off that corner? Yes, he can. This is a great battle. Frankie really knows how to battle, but unfortunately he got involved with Chaz during the race. But with Coup de Base, the trust is there. Back in the third. And maybe for the third lap is the charm that Coup de Base can get ahead. 100% this time ahead of Frankie. I'll tell you what, this is allowing Bram to now catch up. And this might allow Bram to beat Frankie at this rate. If he gets within 3 seconds, which he is. Thies just doesn't have the grip or the pace at the moment to even match his teammate, I don't think. Frankie keeps ahead of Coup de Base. And this time, for the third lap in a row, we'll see the battle. Bram watching all this unfold right in front of him. Yellow. Logan, right. Frankie, who did have the pace is currently under pressure then from T2S5. We will definitely have DRS heading in to the straight on lap 22 of 28. Will Frankie let him by? No DRS gains so far. Just seems like T2S5 using everything. So is Frankie really. Billy and Carbo now battling. Right then. Barely any ERS between them both. But T2S5, which way will he go this time? Inside, outside. He's going to try the inside line. They're wheel to wheel. Who's going to be last on the brakes? They both brake later at the same time pretty much. But Frankie's going to try and hang it around. He goes over the curb. And he's going to have to concede the position this time to T2S5. But will he try? That's a warning as Jaden Francis has left. But he's out of the session, so it's fine. Down the inside goes Frankie. Will T2S5 hang it around the outside? Yes, he will. They're making a little bit of contact, but it seems Frankie is just keeping ahead of the Red Bull. This is awesome. Graham has now arrived on the scene. That's going to be a warning for the Red Bull, for the Ferrari. All over the shop is Graham. But now we've got a 3-car battle for P3, and these will surely be gaining if these can lose time. T2S5 then lap the 4th lap now, where he's going to try and have a move on Frankie. Oh wait, going all over the shop. Bam, hits the back of T2S5. A little bit of contact, that should be fine. So they're all pretty much self-imploding as Logan forces again. Frankie really having to defend, shutting the door. Anything could happen through these corners. T2S5 is trying every single line to try and get past that Alpine. He knows that if he gets held up anymore, he's going to have the Ferraris to deal with. Frankie is really holding him up. Look how much Thies is gaining. Nearly 2 seconds now. Jack is all over the back and will have DRS as they cross the line. Will Frankie actually back off? Let's hope it doesn't end in contact. Frankie loses the rear. T2S5 does get ahead. Bram's now all over the back of them. And Bram can take 2 in 1 here as T2S5 trying all over the shop to defend them both. But here we go then, 3 wide between Bram, T2S5 and Frankie. Who's going to emerge in front? T2S5 all over the shot. Frankie sends it 3 wide. And T2S5, Bram's now gone off the track. Bram gets ahead. He's going to have to get that back. He's overtaken off the racetrack. And it'll probably be an illegal overtake. Frankie now trying all over the shop. Yeah, Bram gives it back. Frankie has been hit by Bram. These will inherit those 2 positions, surely. He gets out of Frankie. Will Bram let him through? No. Bram ran into the back of Frankie. Frankie wants to get involved in another collision. Now he's going to try and move on Thies. Down the inside goes the Alpine. Little bit of contact there. It wasn't really that smart for Frankie to place his tyre down the inside of Thies. It's Graham. Is he going to let him go? Yes, he's trying to let him go without Frankie getting ahead. Teammate play there. That's the team play. Now he gets clean out of the way for Thies to get into P4. Bram, P5 then. Frankie P6, look at the chain of penalties. Right, lap 24 then. I think this is the last lap before safety cars won't be a thing. Wow, we've had no safety cars this lap and it's still been crazy. 2 Red Bulls separated by quite a distance. These, it'll only be P4 then, at best. Ram will be under investigation for running into the back of Frankie, who's not quite done yet with that Ferrari, as these will try and help him get DRS. But at the moment, 6 points gained for Josh. It'll be a swing. Oh, Bram! Bram has lost it. Has he been hit by Frankie? Whatever's happened, he's now down in 8th because of that. Ferrari lose a lot of points in doing so. He might still gain them back because the 3 in front of him do have penalties. Keep in mind, but Seb now out of nowhere. Could he challenge Frankie for 5th? Yes, he will. Down the inside goes Seb. Frankie's going to try and hang it round. These 2 are battling in the World Championship, remember, for P3. Seb holds it round the outside of the Alpine. Wheel to wheel. Frankie once again loses the rear. That allows Seb to get into P5, and arriving on the scene comes Sin Icon now. Frankie gets another penalty, and Bram will surely now get both of them. Depends. What about Seb Carver, who's got 27 seconds. And Frankie is off. Frankie is round, and what turned out to be P2 on the grid has turned out to be a nightmare for him, now down in P9, with Nathan not too far behind. Frankie has won. Josh has now got a 3-second. But yeah, we are not going to have a safety car then, I don't think. I think we don't have enough any laps now for anyone to even cause one. So like I said, 6 points gained for Josh. That 2-point lead Thies had will swing to a 4-point lead for Josh. Heading with 3 rounds to go. Could it get any closer? Frankie! Oh, in the pit lane. Frankie has given up then. Oh, such an unfortunate race for him. And this will really help Seb gain in the World Championship. It will help Bram as well. So, Bram could be seeing himself third in the standings after this race. And Seb maybe as well. Surely not a safety car this late. No, I didn't think so. Let's check the chat. Just one final time. Oh, Frankie has to go, apparently. That's why he retired. Apparently, Frankie has to leave. It isn't because of his race being ruined. Oh! It's because he has to go, which is really unfortunate. But we've lost Arsenal, Chaz, JD Francis and Frankie and Logan pretty much having his 20th spin, bare minimum. Frosty Life has started lap 26. Josh just starting it. Crew of A's 3.4 ahead of Thies. If he gets a penalty, Thies just needs to find a few tenths. I'll check. I said I was going to check, but I'm just going to make sure all is good. Carbro's disqualified for receiving too many penalties. Carbro, I think, becomes the first driver this season to be disqualified after receiving too many penalties. Swaggy Kiki and Bram have now had a coming together, I think. I don't know. But whatever happened, Swaggy's now in the pits. Bram has been spun again. And then there were 14 pretty much. Oh, great. Well, Carbro has been disqualified for getting too many penalties. Nice frames. Nathan and Smithy now. AlphaTauri gaining as Haas lose points. Seb really putting them back up. Bram now might not find himself gaining position. Sin Icon. You just find him at the in the top 10 near the end. Good race from him. Let's see the leader. So yeah, Bram currently 9 seconds off the Williams. So at this rate, he'll finish where he is. Yellow for... No, that isn't Frosty Life. It's the race leader! Frosty Life has had a spin on lap 26. I don't think it'll be too costly. But that is really not going to help his tyres. The race leader spins on lap 26. Josh will bring the gap down to under 4 seconds. And if Frosty Life pushes any harder and gets another penalty, well, Josh is in winning position nearly. We start the penultimate lap. I'll put it back to interval. Right then, these really gaining a lot on Crew de Vase at the moment, but I'm not sure it'll be enough to take him at the end. It all depends. Wow, that was a little scare for Frosty Life, who did make a mistake at that long right-hander. I keep forgetting. Right. I won't check warnings, but Frosty Life then 2.7 ahead of Josh. I think after falling a bit asleep for him, he's now a bit more awake. Setting a purple set to 1. Frosty's tyres are not going to be too happy with that. When did he pit? No, that's the wrong one. Oh, Josh's tyres are older actually, so it should be fine. Right, who's been the biggest gainer? Seb started 17th and is going to finish 5th at the moment. Biggest gainer for him. Well done. The only person who's lost positions from their start is Bram. And Frosty has currently kept his position because he can't really improve. Anywhere else, everyone's made a stop apart from Swaggy and Billy on 2 and Logan on 3. Swaggy going for the fastest lap then, I think. Yep, putting it on the softs, battling Tigo now. Tigo's left. Oh dear. There we go. Well, Swaggy won't have any issue getting past him, but I'll tell you who might have a slight issue, but no issue anymore. Sin Icon is ahead of Seb now. What a race from the Williams, who put in a really good qualifying at the start. Has got himself up in a P5. That is great stuff from Jason. Looking at penalties. Right, yeah, Frosty Life has got the gap back to over 3 seconds. Right, we start the final lap. Lap 28. The chaos and drama that happened on this very corner. Nothing happening. 1 season later, Frosty Life out in front in the Mercedes, ahead of the Red Bull. Josh Crabtree will inherit the World Championship lead. Crew de Vase will be P3 at the moment. He's managed to get a bit more of a gap to Thies. Sin Icon. Oh yeah, unfortunately he's got more penalties than Seb, so Seb will be 5th. Sin Icon will still be 6th at this rate. Bram not gaining too much. As Swaggy sets the fastest lap, battling away with Smithy now. Yeah, he's got ahead of the AlphaTauri. It looks like Swaggy will be 8th at this rate with Nathan all those penalties. Anyway, oh god, yellow for Logan. Hope that's his last spin. A driver who came into the start of this season with promise, didn't like how the rule changes and the new game, dropped down to Tier 2 to find his feet as Logan's retired. It's a bit too late for that. Bram gets another penalty. He rejoined pretty much at the halfway stage of the season. It has not been the greatest comeback for him, but he headed into USA, took pole position by 2000s, and with just one mistake has commanded this race. Frosty Life wins the United States Grand Prix. He is victorious once again in Tier 2. That is great to see for the Mercedes. Josh Crabtree is going to come home second and double the advantage in the World Championship. And with 3 races to go, the table and pendulum swings back to Red Bull. Josh Crabtree is the World Championship leader now. Crudevez will make it both Red Bulls on the podium. Wait, Crudevez has now dropped to 4th. Thies is on the podium. Did Crudevez have a penalty? Thies has got a podium. Crudevez is 4th. Seb is 5th. Sid Icon 6th. That's what we expected. Bram 7th. Nathan will, if he's lucky, stay in the points. Did Crudevez get a penalty right at the end? Come on. Warning, warning. He got a penalty on the last lap. He has gifted his teammate's rival 3 more points. That 2-point lead these had. Josh Crabtree now leads the World Championship by 1 singular point with 3 races to go. It could not be any closer. Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari on the podium. Frosty Life is victorious. What a race without a safety car. I think you thoroughly enjoyed that, everyone who's watching. Crudevez, oh dear. I didn't even see that come up. Frosty Life wins the United States Grand Prix. Josh did everything he could. P2 for him. Thies, after such horrible luck in qualifying, with the whole disconnect, not knowing what's on his screen, has come back to take a podium. Wow. He's done it! Oh, Mano. YOLO boy on the grass. He's on top tonight. He does like it here in the United States, and he's proved just why. Shakes the hand of some Donny, lifts the trophy, well, kind of, but he is on top and will collect the full 25 points. Sprays the champagne. Thies and Josh on the podium. They know they've got a championship still to fight for. Red Bull did come out of this weekend at the moment, scoring more points than Ferrari. But Ferrari still have a big lead. And I think Mexico will be the first time they can wrap up that Constructors, but we'll see. Thies ended up being the only driver to not get a penalty. I think, besides the DNF, every single driver got a penalty apart from Thies. That is such a strong strength to have for Thies, who has barely got any penalties this season in terms of corner cutting. But what a race. Didn't even see Crudevez. Thies was roaming around the 2.6 to 3.2, and by 9/10, Crudevez really lost out with even a penalty at the end. 3 points lost for Crudevez and Red Bull, 3 points gained for Ferrari and Thies. So Josh was going to have a 4-point lead. It's now only gone down to 1 because his teammate, of all people, has just helped his championship rival. 3 points is so crucial with 3 races to go. But I think more importantly, Frosty Life has won. Right, let's get them in the party. Don't know if Frosty Life has a mic. Oh, Mano! Hello, my friend. Well, make sure you include your audio in the party. I can hear you, yes. Have you included your audio? You came down to Tier 2 wanting to find your pace again. You found it. Pole position, the win. Little scare with the spin, but you are victorious at USA. What do you got to say? Yeah, yeah, you had tremendous pace that race. What happened with the spin with about 3 laps to go? It really was a joy to watch, and luckily your pace did bring a bit enough of a gap to Josh to even spin. Oh, right. Well then, uh, the full 25 points. You must be very happy that this has come finally. I think so. Yes, you become at the top of my mind the second driver, only the second driver in Tier 2 history to win the same Grand Prix more than once. Yeah. Yeah, Mexico is a strong track for you. Well, today was a surprise, so make Mexico a delight. Well done. Uh, yeah, so we'll see you in Mexico then. Congratulations. Right, let's get second in. Josh Crabtree. Invite to party. And let's see if Josh joins. Yeah, it was a really good race. Some really good battling as well. I think the battle of the race was between was it between Frankie and was it Crudavez? No. Where or was it Armano? I have no idea. I forgot. I forgot. But whatever the case, it was a really good race, full of a lot of good battles. I'll just send another invite to Josh. If he doesn't join, then oh, I'll invite Thieves. See if he wants a chat. There we go. Right, our third place driver has joined the party. And Thieves, if you can
Hello.
just include your audio.
It
Have
is.
you included your audio?
Yeah.
Well, a surprise podium right at the end. Crudavez got a penalty and you got P3. Just run us through that race. It didn't look great for most of it, but how are you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, it was just pure shit. Like, first the qualifying, I get completely fucked. B6, and with B6, I just had no chance because, yeah, what should I do, man? Like, behind all these guys. Then I made a few stupid mistakes, which I really don't understand why I spun. Then I got spun by Smithy. Then I was just so far behind. So,
Well,
yeah.
luckily you managed to come back up to third. So you might have lost. You might have lost the championship league, but there's only 1 point in it now. 3 races to go. You're looking. Next race is Mexico. So let's just get your take. How are you feeling about Mexico?
No clue, I didn't practice. That's my
Short,
answer.
simple, cool.
Yeah, it's a simple
Um,
answer.
but but well done on the podium. Still got the good points after your struggles in qualifying. Actually, yeah, that's my final question. Just what happened at the end of qualifying then?
I just, in my POV, everyone got kicked. Uh, and then I tried to join, couldn't, and I had no time to go out, and I was in spectator mode. And the first run,
Mm.
somebody decided to overtake me in the fucking final corner. So they completely ruined my lap. And then I went out
Uh,
for on new tires. And in my out lap, someone like it looks like I could pass him easily because he was slowing down. And then he just turned in on me. I got front wing damage and had to do one run on all tires. And then I wanted to do a final run on new tires, but I couldn't because of the shit game. It's really annoyed
yeah,
me.
it's unfortunate, but you capitalised. You got back onto the podium right at the end. Bit of self-inflicted Red Bull help there because Kureves right at the end got a penalty which lost him and the team 3 points and gave you and your team 3 points. But congratulations on the podium. Three
Yeah,
races to go. It's not over, and I think Ferrari now have their first chance in Mexico to clinch that constructors title. But it all depends, obviously, with the post-race stewarding. But congratulations on that podium, and we'll see you out in Mexico next time out, these. Sorry, right. Right then, Josh, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Have you included your audio? Right, well, Josh, a bit of a lonely race that. But are you happy with P2?
Yeah, I had a good start. I got past Frankie. No, I got past Amano. He had a bit too much wheel spin, so I got to P2. And then he was just in the league of his own, to be honest. When I was just lost time each lap. So I was letting him through, let him and Frankie battle. Eventually Frankie spun, which was my plan to see if them two battled and one of them spun and capitalise on it, which I did. And then basically P2 from rest at race there.
You had a little moment along the long left-hander, a little spin. What was going through your mind then?
Jack were about 9.8 seconds behind me. We were gonna both try and try and get like a undercut or gain time on Amano in P1. So I just tried getting as much time as I could. So I just pushed too hard and just didn't lift, to be honest. Or I lifted too late and just lost the rears. So I lost me about 6 or 7 seconds. So the undercut would have happened, but that's
Yeah,
why
you were
I
3 seconds behind him, spun, and they were 8 seconds heading into the pits, so lost about five
yeah,
seconds there.
yeah.
You both spun, you and Armano, so it's not like if you didn't spin, you would have won. If Armano didn't spin, you would have won. But
Yeah,
um, anyway, I think the better question is, by 1 point now, because your teammate unfortunately got a penalty on the last lap, by 1 point, you now lead the World Championship with 3 races to go. I'm just going to ask, what is your game plan for the final few races, or just mainly Mexico?
Mexico, decent track for me. My Yeah, I've had a league race around there last week. I had
Good.
really good strengths in the S's, and yeah, we'll just go in there and hoping for a double podium, hopefully. But we might be able to still get a double podium here as he's had a mum Jack and spanning, so what
Oh,
happens
did
with
he
that?
now?
Yeah,
Okay, well, we'll
he's
see.
span Jack.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing with, well, I don't know about league racing, but at least this league where everything you see on screen in a stream might not be the final thing because obviously stewarding. But
Yeah,
we'll see. I'm sure whatever happens, you're now the world championship leader. I think
yeah,
that's
yeah. It
100%.
feels good to sit on the
Um,
throne again.
yeah, you led it in
Belgium, I'm
Zandvoort
pretty
and
sure.
then
Yeah, it was Zandvoort, that's what. Yeah.
Zandvoort. Yeah, you led it in Zandvoort for one race and then lost it. So let's hope after Mexico you're
Yeah,
still, well, for your sake, still leading. But it is so close, and hats off to you and Thieves for putting on a great battle for us so far. Let's hope it stays like this all the way until the end for a neutral's perspective and everyone else's. But congratulations on P2, Josh.
cheers.
Back on the podium for the first time in a couple of races, so good you've got that momentum back. So
Yeah,
good luck in Mexico, and yeah, have a good week.
cheers.
Right then. That was a good, lovely 3 interviews. Right. That was the United States Grand Prix for EXFL Tier 2 Season 5. We have 3 rounds remaining, and even though post-stewarding still is to happen, I'm sure it's still very close between the top two. Ferrari have that one hand on the championship constructors. I think heading into Mexico, they can have their first little glimpse at that glory. But for now, I've been F1 Union, your commentator for tonight and this season. I don't know if Nick will join me next week, but we'll find out. Tier 1 tomorrow, USA again, 7 p.m. Make sure you tune in. And yeah, we'll see you next time out in Mexico.